Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast with me Matt. Happy to be free for you all here on a hot summer's end. Let's go through the players. We'll start with the Soviets. We have Milan Jew 866 without a commander choice, who is now steadily moving. They were probably just loading in. We have Vani, also without a commander choice. And finally we have Kakabu, also without a commander choice. Represent the Axis today. We have Maverick with mechanized tactics for the Waffen-SS. Kikerung as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice. And finally, Crystal Fire, straight out with Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. Let's see how this turns out. The Soviets are spreading out quickly to get some ground, pulling in conscripts to secure areas and moving the sappers up ahead. And we have some pioneers pushing up pretty far here for the Ostdivision. Storm pioneers all sitting up down here. Now, Maverick is mechanized, which means we will see some interesting units, I think, like we already see here. We gain the 9th SS Grenadiers, a cheaper Grenadier alternative if you're playing as a mechanized. It looks like the Wehrmacht is going to engage up here against the Soviets. But the Soviets have already moved up pretty far here in the center road, using the structure there to their advantage. Both Grenadiers and the 9th SS are moving up. They're only fighting sappers, and conscripts will also not be that good at long range, but there will just be a lot of them, and they can essentially be replaced very cheaply. Lots of grenadiers and post-grenadiers are arriving here now. Laying down accurate rifle fire at long range against the Soviets. Osttruppen here on the flank. There's lots of rifle shots there. Soviets are preparing more cuts down here, but the Storm Pioneers are in a good position for now. The Custards have to get close, but as they get close and move across the open, they will get mowed down by the Storm Pioneers. Molotov being tossed. And it is forcing the Storm Pioneers a little bit back, but they're still fresh. Now they're getting some more support from the 9th SS. So we need to man up and secure some more ground, I feel, at this point. Now I'm just pushing up through the center here to secure some ground. No command ship from Kikerung. Let's see if the Soviets have picked anything. Yes, Milan Jew has gone for rifle, I believe. Estel Kovajas, I believe that's rifle commander, which means that conscripts are going to be even cheaper now. They can actually flood the field with conscripts if they want at some point. Or sappers coming up here. Just laying a continuous stream of rifle fire down. The Storm Pioneers are starting to take losses. And they have to pull back, because as they take losses, they will suffer more loss in their combat effectiveness. There's a Potsdamiki here for Kakabu, some more specialized frontline infantry for the Soviets. Much better than conscripts. And more Potsdamiki here as well for Vani. But the 9th SS are holding for now. And they continue to do so as the Soviets keep pushing more men forwards. The Soviets do have the fuel point up here at least, so they are getting there, but the Germans control both of the munitions points, which will certainly come in handy. Here 43 is starting to be handed out to the Grenadier, improving their combat capabilities. Molotov being tossed out. Oh, right on the Grenadiers, and we also... looks like Kikerung has gone for Luftwaffe, I believe. Mthis can get a flanking shot there. Potsdamiki suffering heavy losses. We have a medic station being set up here by the Soviets near the front line. But we also have an MG-44 set up here by the Waffen-SS. The Soviets have to reconsider what they do. Potsdamiki trying to flank here. They know where the Osttruppen and the Pioneers are. That should be an opening for the conscripts to advance, but there's not that many conscripts there. The Bartalatun being tossed. Stunning there and mostly killing the Potsdamiki. But the Soviets are starting to push through now. The Wehrmacht is suffering losses. Half-track here arriving for the mechanized. You can get the light half-tracks here very cheaply if you're playing as SS mechanized. And they have an MG-42 on top, as you can see. But an anti-tank when he gets it! And now just with that, the Soviets have cut off the southern flank. So the Luftwaffe is dropping in weapons. I see that's medical supplies so they can heal up. That works. And inside the structure, getting some good shots there on the sappers, killing them. The Soviets meanwhile just keeping it low up. Yes, the Wehrmacht does much the same. Neither side wanting to make a move. So the Wehrmacht has been able to recover this point. We have some Jägers from the Luftwaffe on the field here. And the type of the Gewehr 43s, they're actually surprisingly decent. I said not surprisingly, they actually are very decent. It's cool to see someone playing the Luftwaffe and not just going straight for the Fallschirmjägers. Just the normal Jägers are actually very reliable in my opinion. There's a Max beside the structure, pinning down the Grenadiers. Jägers are going for it. Tossing a grenade. Quickly fair man damage, Gewehr 43 now opening fire. They also have a Sturmgewehr on their squad leader. Cutters on the flank, bolts are being tossed right at the Jägers. They relocate a bit. They did take out the machine gun. Both Grenadiers and Grenadiers moving up. Posted this be equipped with an MG34, unique if you're playing as Luftwaffe. Surprisingly good upgrade to have on them if you're playing. Looks like Vonnie has gone for shock. An MG42 sitting up there, so they can just cover this entire area soon. Lots of brand flashes and Molotovs being tossed. But I have on the flank here with some 9% inside. They've been equipped with an MG44. They're going for a white flank. We do have a Soviet Kapitan on the fields, preparing to call in an artillery strike. It's gonna be a 122mm fire mission. That could be a very big deal if it hits around here. Ooh. Raging shots should start coming in. You can hear them. Yep, one raging shot over there, missing terribly. And here it comes, the big barrage. And this is where the Germans need to move. And that's barrage coming in. You can hear it. Taking out the machine gun entirely. And flattening the cover in that area. Even killed the Sturm Pioneers. That's why you need to move when a Soviet artillery strike is coming in, or take out the officer who's trying to call it in. Meanwhile, the Germans have managed to push up here and cutting off the northern Soviet flank. Looks like Kagabu has gone for tank destroyer, equipping his Fontaniki with drum magazine PPSHs. Aligned to lay down a lot of fire into Ostruppen. Ostruppen tried to get a grenade off but failed. Ostruppen is there present. We also have some flamethrowers on the Fontaniki here. But they are going to have a hard time pushing up here with an MG42. So we have the half-track pushing up here against the Soviets. So it's having a hard time keeping up with it. Trying to try and get an AT grenade up. They succeed! And take out the half-track. And also the entire crew inside. But the Soviets are having a hard time pushing through the center here. They need to get this cut-off point back. Because the longer that's there, they're not getting any of the resources from these points up here. We have the tank guns on the flank. You just see how flattened this area became. So the conscripts are pushing forwards. And use that half-track for cover if they want. The Kapitan is ready for action again. But they don't have the munitions to call in another artillery strike. And the 42 should start opening fire soon. And they're waiting. You also have a lieutenant arriving here for the Soviet shock army. Calling in an artillery strike of their own. Panzer strike here on a Panzerjäger. To deter Soviet vehicles, not that there's many Soviet vehicles on the field at the moment. We have a CIS gun coming out as well. Jägers arriving here along a 222 with some Panzer Grenadiers. The 25th, unique to Ostdivision. Really good Panzer Grenadiers, by the way. You can only have 2 of them on the field at a time. I'm with an MG42 at the moment and some scope Sturmgewehrs. Also needs to be equipped with PPSHs as well, because the Germans actually used a lot of Soviet equipment on the Eastern Front they could get their hands on. Especially the PPSH. The PPSH actually was received quite well by the Wehrmacht. It was a very good submachine gun. The Soviets need to start pushing up further. They are pushing up down here. Knife has moved to try and intercept. Getting on the flank with the MG34s. The Soviets are suffering heavy losses as well, but Milonju is playing as rifle, which means they can recover these losses pretty damn easily. But this 2-2 supporting the 25th is doing a lot of good work. There's a lack of anti-tank equipment. There's one tank on arriving. And he has some guards here being equipped with some anti-tank rifles as well. And a 6-gun. Oh, good shot there to the engine. And there it goes. 25th has to pull back here, I think. The Soviets are now trying to overrun the south. And the 9th has hold them. They might need to get some support from the Luftwaffe if they can hold. The Jaegers have set up a beacon here, a front fire. Yeah, the Sappers also pushing up there. Maximus at that structure again. Lots of good fighting here. Ostrov being pushed forwards, providing distraction while the 25th laid uncovering fire. But they have to pull back. Probably because they realized they were about to be flanked. Although just by one conscript, still that conscript has a flamethrower.
We are suffering losses.
So they are forwarding cam and set up here by the Luftwaffe. They're even calling in a MT-42 from the Fallschirmjägers. There we go. We do have a T-70 in the center here, but there's a pack to stop it. T-70 backs off. Also T-70 in the southern flank. T-70 needs to be cautious though. Although these guys only have anti-tank grenades, I think. Yeah, they only have the Panzerknacker. They actually have to get really close to a vehicle to destroy it. The T-70 can safely be at this distance. But the Panzerjägers are getting into position. Their cover is almost gone. There you go, they have no more cover. Making an easy target for a machine gun. Panzerjäger on the flank. But they got suppressed by the bunker. MT-42 here supporting the Jaegers. Oh, we also have the PBS-43. Another submachine gun of the Soviet Union that was developed more late war. I believe it's actually surprisingly decent. It's cheaper than the PBSH, but it's not bad. It's like machine guns actually overall just pretty decent. But big, yeah, kinda in a bad spot there. Oh, and an MT-42 just mowed them down. The 25th are relocating southwards by looks of it. Guess the Wehrmacht realizes it needs to send troops to support the Waffen-SS. More artillery being prepared here by the Kapitan. They might be prepared to flatten this part of the map. And they're about to be overrun soon. They just need more Soviet infantry to push up behind the artillery strike. And the Kapitan is just not being threatened, so he's allowing this to happen. And indeed, the Germans pull back a little bit further. They realize they cannot stay there. Here comes the shells. Flattening the front. But the Soviets are lacking the infantry. They weren't in position yet to push up. They waited a little bit. He's only trying to threaten the MT-42. Pack is quickly being relocated. He's going to realize he's in trouble, but it's too late. One shell straight through it. We also have some shock troopers on the field now. Be equipped with double DPMs, so they can lay down a lot of suppressive fire. Well, the Ostdivision just keeps the front held for now. We also have some Siberians on the field. Let's see how useful Siberians are. Not when it's not winter, but who am I to judge? MT-42 laying down suppressive fire in the center. Those shock troopers didn't get very far. Guards trying to sneak up here. But again, they got spotted and now being shot to pieces. Now that's the dead guard squad. Lieutenant tries to push up and gets suppressed immediately by the MG42. As they reload the thing. D70 tried to flank here, but realized there's a Panzerjäger. Looks like some grenadiers of the Luftwaffe have also been sent down to support. Realizing that the front line for the Mthis is pretty damn vulnerable at the moment. Like, if the Soviets can press through there, I think they can just hold the flank entirely. And if that happens, the Germans are basically done for. I think the Germans are going to realize there's a lot of Russians down here covering the ground. 5 grenades being used. T-70 does get taken down. Another grenadier is laying down suppressive fire with the MT-34s. This is going on. We also have a Panzer T-34. A T-34 that's been captured by the Germans and refitted to serve their purposes. Trying to push up on the northern flank here. Which is actually something that I believe the Germans did very frequently in the Eastern Front. They used a fair amount of Panzer T-34s so they could get their hands on them. But we also have Panzer IV-H coming up behind us. And the Soviets are not really prepared to deal with the T-34, I think. It's not really what they expect to fight. Especially one that keeps firing high explosive rounds, which is how the Germans can equip them. It's mainly used as an anti-infantry weapon. Oh, APTR. Yes, shot actually penetrated the front. Did a little bit of damage. Unexpected, I guess it can happen.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
We also have some Fallschirmjägers in the field now. Elite paratroopers of the Wehrmacht. Being equipped with their FT-42s, a unique weapon available to them. It's basically like a combat battle rifle. It's a very unique weapon. Only used by the Luftwaffe, I believe, and by the Fallschirmjäger specifically. Very costly to produce, I believe. There's some rifle guards here, a unique squad available to rifle commander for the Soviets. They can only have one off at a time. Gets really strong the more they level up, by the way. Like, really good squad if you can keep them alive. Artillery being called in around here. Double T-34s are being prepared by some of the Soviets. Most of someone still holding on here. Looks like they canceled the Panzer IV-H. They brought in double mortar half-tracks though. There's an Su-35 on the fields. Looks like we have an artillery strike going in up here. Called in by a Capitan. I don't know what they're preparing. Do they even have infantry to push up there? The guards are not. The civilians are certainly trying to push. But there's a lot of Germans in their late position here. And that's going to force them back. Oh, artillery strike actually destroyed the MG42 up here. That's huge. It looks like one T-40 went down, probably to that issue. There's the second T-44 that's been called in. Panzer IV-H arriving for the other Wehrmacht. The Mthis is trying to push up in a blob here, which is not really what you're supposed to do, but I guess it works when you're fighting people with like no accuracy at long range. If they were fighting Americans or British, they would be suffering heavy losses out in the open like that. You also have another T-54 arriving now. Against the IV-H trying to push through the center of the road. Sis gun is sitting up in position. Penetrate the Panzer IV-H. That's going to force them back off. Oh, but gets taken out! The Su-35 pushes up here with some Siberian supports. 25th are trying to hold them at bay. That's 5 grenade. Suppressing them, but the Siberians are still out in the open. High explosive from the Su-35 takes out the cover position. But I still don't think the Siberians can win that fight. And I guess Crystal Fire is complaining about it using high explosive round. Like, people forget the SU-85 can use a high explosive round. So just because it has no basic good ability against vehicles, it can fire a big anti-infantry round every now and then. Guess has a cooldown and everything. Back setting up behind here to cover it. Keep the force trying to push with the sender, but the Germans are somehow holding them at bay. Then looks like the Luftwaffe has set up quite a defense here. But there's no cover here for the MG42, needs to move. I suppose Ramloden takes out another squad. It's not looking that good here for the Wehrmacht up top. They've suffered heavy losses very quickly. So we have a Stukas Fuss here for the Waffen SS. Aimed around here. Oof. Almost takes out a heavy mortar and heavily damages that truck. The 9th SS is pushing upwards, they're trying to get ground. Takes out the gun of the bunker. Lots of conscripts and Fortaliga have been prepared though. Can they stifle off this assault? Looks like they can, thanks to the support of assists. Another T-54 has arrived. Avoid the Panzer. Needs to be cautious over the SU-85 around. And the service is still pushing down here if they can. So the Wehrmacht and the 9th SS is having trouble having a defensive line they can keep. The services keep pressing. But as you can see, the conscripts are not really effective against enemies at long range with cover. They're barely getting any good shots in. The SS is flopping up again with lots of 9th SS and Panzerjägers. Certainly works against the conscripts there. We also have more heavy mortars arriving. Looks like the service is going to try and bomb the Germans into submission. Taking out another container there. Panzer IV H trying to push up here. They're going for that issue. It was a brilliant attempt, but it just did not work out there because of the smoke. Well, I get what they were trying to do. You should probably have flanked further. But you never know until you do it, I guess. Mthis is pushing up. The rifle veterans have not really been equipped with anything yet. They're staying down fire with their most Nagans. Good rifle grenade though. We also have a Capitan here from the Shock Army. They understand to build caches now, which they certainly need to do. And the Luftwaffe has prepared quite a front line here in case the Soviets push through the main roads. Artillery strikes are being prepared. Capitan is calling in a big barrage. Just gonna be a 122mm fire mission. T-54 tries to push the southern flank. Rocket hits the front, only stuns it though. We have more Wehrmacht troops moving than, not Wehrmacht, Waffen SS troops moving than forwards. Rifle veterans got mowed down. That's a fairly costly loss. Another cheap squad. And the 9th lay down suppressive fire with the MG44s. So we have to consider just pulling back there, I think. So it's preparing to push up here in the northern flank here with their Siberians. Northern flank of the Wehrmacht is having issues dealing with that SU-85. The southern flank, the T-54s are preparing to push. As if they don't have these Panzerjägers, the Germans don't really have much that can actually deal with the T-54s. Panzerjägers getting too close out in the open. Do take out one T-54 though. There are my ideas out in the open. Have to pull back. We also have a lieutenant here for the Fallschirmjägers. High explosive kills him though.
We are losing Soldaten. We have a forward structure.
Well, up here the 2050 pushing forward. They've spotted the H-35. Trying to Panzerfaust it. They know it's around there though. Tabber's pushing forwards. The 25th hold them off. You can't suppress them, but they have to pull back. Oh, killing all the Savas, but now the H-35 pounced into action. But the body panzer can back off. In the south, there's now a crowd mower. Perfect choice against what they're facing. With no packs here, they can just use the crowd mower to mow down the infantry as they push up. The crowd mower being essentially a Lend-Lease American half-track with quad 50 caliber machine guns. Lots of firepower there. The mortar half-tracks are laying down fire. The MT-42 is being pushed to the front. Not sure what the Soviets are planning next. Well, the Soviets only have the upper hand. Neither side has the munitions points though. Mthis is trying to rectify that. They need to clear that gun on that bunker. So they want to focus on that heavy mortar though. 5K is going out. And 3 should do it, yep, gone and gone. Mthis is opening fire. And artillery coming in. Oh! Yeah, that was indeed a big mistake. Yep. Vanya said it was their artillery strike that did it. That must have sucked. The T-54 is pushing up again, but the H-85 is ready. We also have some stealth. Not gonna be stealth, but sneaking guards flanking your flamethrowers. Being a little bit of a sneaky breaky today. 25th are trying to push up here, but they're being suppressed by a Maxim in the trench. T-54 down. Yeah, like, it's coming of heroes. Like, don't say like you're fighting a 2v3 when you're in the 3v3 because people can move their stuff around wherever they want. It's coming of heroes. It's quite a mobile RTS.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And the H-85 is very hard to face. You need something else, like perhaps get some more infantry out, some packs, something. Instead of trying to just rush it with a tank. That's not gonna work. Or lay a bunch of mines and fall back briefly. Like lure it into an ambush position. They do have a howitzer though by the looks of it. Where is it? Do they have a howitzer? Oh, they do! People can set up a howitzer here. Supplements, which is good. Providing good support for their allies. South we have a Panzer IV now. Which will certainly be a little bit harder for the Soviets to handle. There's a lot of assistance around still. Higung is doing a good job here, all things considering, setting up a large defensive line to supplement the center of their allies. But as the flanks are weakening. The Major is on the field though, calling in a... Oh, we might see a Stuka! I think we're gonna see a Stuka! We don't often get to see the Stuka nowadays. Yeah, you can hear they're destroying that building. And with that, oh my god, good job from Kigerung pushing up the Fallschirmjägers. He's pressing the central flank. But the T-54 is moving up as well as an ISU-152. I think he has to pull his Fallschirmjägers back. Oh, not for now. He can still... He held that for a while. He's trying to call in a cannon strafe. But the officers out in the open. That's not going to work, I feel. Shivers goes down. And he got pinned. He has to pull back. Cannon strafe does come in, somewhat in, though. Doing minor damage. More of a nuisance. But it might actually hold the Soviets from counter-attacking. So very good play there from Kigerung. It's a bad position to be in. No, the issue-5 remains up there. And honestly, they should not complain about Kigerung much, because he's doing a good job, all things considering. But the Soviets are paying a big push now, calling in big artillery strikes. But are they not pushing? They're not pushing immediately behind it. Ooh. The Major has to pull back. Don't want to lose such a high-ranking officer. Artillery strikes being called in here by the Soviets. They're probably paying for another push. Truck also trying to supplement the ISU. Lots of mortar strikes coming in. Germans getting another Panzer IV H though, they definitely need that. Mthis is still just trying to hold the front line down here. Big preliminary artillery strike there from the Soviets. Not really hitting much. You can hear the artillery strikes from the Howitzer II. Looks like it's a counter barrage. Probably a good idea so they can deal with those heavy mortars. Oh, that's exactly what it's being used for. It's targeting all the enemy artillery. Which is also what the Germans need to do at the moment. Panzer IV spreading the southern flank. Taking out the structure. Also, they decrewed the crowd mower. Missed that. Our Panzer IV H here. ISU 152 is advancing. Flare's been popped. Now the ISU is not that frontally armored, by the way, despite how it looks. Firing an explosive there. Panzer IV can overrun it. I think they overextended the ISU. And you see, yeah, they take out the T-54 as well. And using anti-infantry fragmentation. ISU taken out. But the Germans need to repair these tanks. Issue 100 approaching and another T-54. Oh, there's a lack of German infantry to supplement the tanks too. Panzers are too far ahead on their own. The Major is calling in others. Oh, that's the Hauptmann. He's calling in a howitzer strike. Not really hitting much. That's going to allow the Ostdivision's force to start advancing. Yeah, a little bit piled up though, which might make them an easy target for a high explosive from the Issue 100. Oh wait, the Issue 100 doesn't have high explosives. Never mind. Yeah, they have managed to get to the cutoff, but they can just keep it threatening it. They take out a truck. They do take out the cutoff point there. The Soviets are not getting anything from up here anymore. But all the Panzers are suffering. Looks like one of the Germans ready to call the GG. And now Soviet howitzers now at work. Where is it? It's a B4. The biggest, baddest Soviet howitzer in the game. This thing is gigantic. Firing 203mm shells. Let's see if we can fold the next round. There it goes. They'll probably land around here. Oh yeah, that's how you can see it does. Looks like crystal fire dropped. Okay. That's not good for the Germans. We're pretty fine to the match at this point. So I think we'll try and see it through to the end. Quite a bit of back and forth, but now that they have an AI, the AI cheats. So the AI is just getting like an elephant and everything out immediately, as you can see. They might have to give the Germans a little bit of a sudden advantage to suddenly be able to push, but the AI is not going to be able to coordinate. There's a match to take 1 point down here, despite the heavy losses. Looks like the Germans are still holding on. Just wonder for how long.
We have a forward structure under attack.
We have another house being set up here by the Wehrmacht. Good to see. They are suffering big losses. All those artillery shells landing. Heavy mortar rounds. Now the AI elephant reveals itself. And now technically Kakabooth could start pushing because they're facing an AI and the AI is not good at holding its flank. It just moves troops around too much. We'll see. But the SU-100 is even gonna have a problem dealing with an elephant to the front. SS is trying to push down here with Panzer 48s. KV-1 is not going to be able to hold up to this, I think. It has good armor, but the Panzer IVs have pretty decent guns. The armor is so far holding up, though. Gunner injured. Needs to get that Sis gun. Main gun destroyed on one Panzer IV. This gun cleared out. Oh, it's trying to... Yeah, it needs to back off. It needs to reverse. There it goes. More Soviet infantry in the flank. We can just keep pressing. Other Panzer IV has to pull back. Got flanked by Panzerfaust though. Used by the veterans. Elephant is pushing too far up. And the AI doesn't know how to use this elephant correctly. It's backing off though this time. Second house has been established, also being used for counter barrage duty. So the B4 is firing again though. The B4 is pretty damn aggressive.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands. One of our emplacements is under attack.
Also, it needs one more shot. Elephant's been immobilized. Oh, big shot there from the B4. But the Soviets are pushing through the center now. Once the Soviets get going, it's very hard to stop them. They're called the steamroller for a reason. F1 is trying to do something here, but there we go. So it gets taken out by the SU-100. The Soviets are still not pushed up here. They could easily just hold the front line. There's a first landing. Not doing too much damage. G threatening. Gets taken out though.
Enemy has destroyed a panzer.
Elephant's gonna get taken out here. And there it goes. We have another ISG-152 as well as an IS-2. I feel the Soviet heavy armor arriving might be the death knell here for the Germans. too much for them to deal with in a short amount of time, I think. Here they come. I don't think Keegan is prepared for this. They're trying to dig in again, but it's a little too late.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Got a good shot there in the ISU though. Here comes the IS-2, which has much higher frontal armor. At this point, it's surrender. This was a good match. A shame about Crystal Fire dropping, but I hope you'll enjoy it. I'll see you all next, everyone. Bye-bye.